Hello arty people! In this video I'm going to be tackling my collection of wool scraps. If you do any kind of wool or yarn crafts, like knitting or crocheting, then you'll likely have lots of little bits of wool that you've snipped off from the ends of projects. And if you're anything like me, you'll hold on to these little pieces thinking that they might be useful one day. The main use for these pieces that I often see is to stuff your projects, but I think we can be a bit more creative than that. So I'm going to try 5 ways to use up your wool scraps. Let's get started. So here's a lot of the scraps that I have. So there's some like longer pieces and then some pretty short ones. So let's see what we can make with this. Okay, I'm going to start by using some of this wool to make a mixed wool pom-pom. So I have my trusty pom-pom maker. Obviously other methods are available. And then I've picked out some of the scraps that are in sort of similar colours. So we've got like blues and turquoises and some white. So we're going for kind of under the sea vibes. They're also different kinds of wools. So we've got more like fluffy wool, and then I've got some of this kind of silkier wool. And I'm hoping that the mix of wools will give like some interesting texture to the pom-pom. I've never used more than like 2 different wools to make one pom-pom, so I am interested to see how this will turn out. I do have some quite long pieces which obviously will work great, but then I do have some smaller ones which I'll try. I might not end up using them, but I'll see how they go wrapping them around the pom-pom maker. So yeah, I will get started with that. Okay, I think we'll leave it there, so it's ready to cut. Okay, there we go. Right, so I'll fluff this out and give it a trim. Okay, so one idea that I had to turn this into was a keyring, so that would look like this. So that would be fun, kind of hanging off your bag or something. Or you could use the pom-pom to make like a little desk buddy monster. So what I've done is cut a base with little monster feet out of some felt. So I'm going to stick that in place. So I've just got some Yoo-hoo glue here. So I'll pop that on there. And then I've also got some matching googly eyes, so I'm going to stick those on as well. So he's fun. I used to have loads of these, if any of you remember, like brands used to give them out, I think. They used to have like a ribbon attached with like the company or whatever, and I had loads of them stuck all the way down the side of a bookshelf when I was younger. So this is like a little throwback, but he's cute. Yeah, he could keep you company on the side of your desk. So yeah, just another thing that you could do with one of these multicolored pom-poms. Okay, so the next thing that you can use little scraps of wool for is as hair on little dolls. So crocheted or knitted, probably like fabric dolls as well. So I asked my mum to crochet me this like beige ball. And then I've added some safety eyes. And then I've got these little brown scraps. So this is one that you can use really small pieces of. Obviously, it just means that they will have shorter hair. So I've got 2 different shades of brown. And then I'm also thinking of adding some like blue streaks to make this kind of a cool girl. so we'll see how that goes. What you'll need to attach the hair is a crochet hook. So what I like to do with these pieces is when I separate them, it kind of then looks more like curly hair, and it will give it a bit more volume, and it also helps the wool to go further if you only have a few scraps. So all you do is put the crochet hook in, fold over your piece of wool, over the crochet hook, pull it back in, and then you're going to loop the loop over the ends and pull it like that. So I'm gonna untwist all of these pieces and then add them as hair. So this is how it's looking. I've just added a mouth as well. So yeah, I think the hair looks really cool. To stop it sticking down, you just need to pull on the ends a little bit in the direction that you want it. I could probably do with adding a bit more at the back, but I'll do that as and when. But yeah, it looks really cool. So obviously this could be then made into a full doll. Or I was thinking if this was like a recognizable character, then I could make it into a pencil topper. A few different options for what you can use this for. But yeah, this technique for making hair with the wool scraps works really well. Especially where I pulled the threads apart and you get the curly hair. I really quite like that. Okay, so this one is going to be like a little hanging lion ornament. Go with me on this. So the first thing I've done is to cut 2 circles out of mountain board. So I cut them on my Cricut. And these are going to be the lion's face. So I need to paint them kind of like a sandy yellow colour. So I'll do that first. Okay, so those are dry now. And basically the idea is that I'm going to sandwich wool between these. Like all the way around, and it'll be like the mane of the lion. So the colours I have, so I have some of this orange. Ideally I want it all to be orange, but I just don't have enough. I have quite a lot of these little bits of yellow, and then I do have some of this one as well. So I'm thinking if I mix it up, then yeah, I'll be able to cover the whole thing with just these colours. So I'm just going to use PVA glue to stick this on. Now it's quite warm in here, so I might find that I need to keep redoing the glue, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I haven't done this before. This is an experiment. Okay, so hopefully that is evenly spread out. It's looking a little bit bolder on this side than the other. Maybe I can squeeze in another set. Okay, let's go with that. So I think what I'm going to do, where I've got some of these little bits, I'm going to put those in the middle just so then that is the same like height as the rest of it. Might be worth doing. Okay, so I've got my other bit now. I'm going to put some glue on the back of here and sandwich it all together. Okay, now I have to try and line up the two circles. I hadn't thought about that part. That looks about right. Okay, now to put something very heavy on top so it can all dry. Okay, I've gone button box, bead box, tub of clay. So if that's not going to keep it flat, then I don't know what will. Okay, so that all stuck together nicely. So now I'm going to try and maybe trim the edges to get it a bit more circular. It doesn't look too bad though. Okay, that'll do. So I have cut out some facial features to make the lion. So I'm going to stick those on now. So I've cut them out of paper and card, but alternatively you could just paint or draw directly onto the face. Oh, it's so cute. Let's have a look. So now I'm going to attach a loop to the back and see what it looks like hanging up. So I've just stuck a loop of wool on the back and now I can hang it. Ah, I love it. This would be perfect in a little kid's like jungle themed room. Are there any other animals this would work for? Or maybe you could do an all yellow one and do the sun, or a flower, or you could do all different colours around the outside and then write a nice quote in the middle. There's options. So this next one is super simple and a way of using really short pieces. So I'm just going to make a little flower. So I've got a circle of felt, and what I'm going to do is fold over the pieces of wool and sew them all around the circle of felt. Okay, so now I'm going to find a button to do the middle. So there we go, that's a nice little easy cute project. So this could be stuck on a hair clip or be made into like a pin badge. You could even make it into a magnet, might be fun. Lots of things you can do with just this simple little flower. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to make out of my wool scraps is a little bowl. So for this I need a balloon. I've got a long one just because that's what I had. I'm only going to be using like this section of it. I put it in a yogurt pot so that it will stand up while I'm working on it. Then I need to make a mixture of water, PVA glue, and then a bit of corn flour or cornstarch. And this is what will give the bowl a bit of like extra strength, be less flimsy. So I'm going to mix that up now. I don't know the actual like ratios. I think you want to start with mostly glue, add water so that it's kind of a watery glue, and then add a bit of corn flour. Not too much, otherwise it will make it, like you'll see the colour of it, it'll make it cloudy. Right, that looks pretty mixed up. So then you want your wool. Now for this, you can use kind of any length. Obviously you want some longer pieces because they're gonna sort of make the main structure, I guess. But you can throw in some little bits as well. I've also got some embroidery thread here that I had left over from my miniature macrame video, so I'll use some of those. Obviously you could go for like a colour scheme here, but I'm just going for all the kind of odd bits that I have, and it will be a real colourful mix. So you want to get your balloon, get your wool. I'll start with quite a long piece, and you're just gonna dip it in. So you're gonna dip it in the mixture and wrap it around the balloon. Now this is gonna get messy. I don't think there's kind of a clean, neat way to do this. Right. So dunk it in there, get it all covered. And then you want to squeeze off the excess. And then start wrapping it around your balloon. Obviously the more you put on, the easier this will get because it will have more to like cling to. Right, I'm almost out of mixture, so I think I will just do these yellow bits, and then I reckon that'll be okay. Right, so hopefully I have covered the balloon enough. Obviously you can see through it a little bit, but as long as there's no big bits. Now I would leave this to dry for kind of overnight. You want to go for. I'm actually going away tomorrow, so this will get a whole week to dry. So I'll see you when I get back. Okay, I am back from holiday and this is definitely dry. Very hard, so I guess I'm going to try and get it off now. So there we go, it's like a little nest. So I'll just trim off some of these like little extra bits of glue. How does it sit? Oh, perfect. So yeah, this would be great for keeping little bits in. And yeah, it's really secure. Adding that corn flour really makes it nice and hard. So yeah. So that was successful. I hope that gave you some ideas of what you can do with your wool scraps. Let me know in the comments below which project was your favourite, and if you have any other ideas of ways to use up those little pieces. Thanks for watching, bye!